Welcome, everybody. I am SOA Death Dealer, and this is the 2030 CSFL Draft Lottery Show. We'll be a little bit about each team, rest in the Draft Lotto, and Draft Lotto. We have we're gonna have, of course, Miami is the bottom seed. They the worst team. Then we have the Colts, the Bears, Jags again. Now for our percentages, team. Um, Lowest seed gets a 31% chance of landing the first pick. That's the Miami. Colts get a 25% chance. The Bears get an 18% chance. And the Jags get a 12% chance of pick. Let's get started with pick 5. Chicago Bears. Well, that part was not very nice to him. Let's take a quick look at the Bears. Of course, Bears is set at receiver. That's a no-brainer there. They have a good running back. Could they could get a little younger there. They could use a tight end, but unless you got someone up there very high, it don't work. Receiver's not terrible. You got a young receiver there, 2 young ones. Wonder how they're a little old at guards. They could use a young guard there. They got a nice young guard, older one. They probably work the line in the tight end and all that stuff in free agency. But guard and tackle will be a position target in the draft. Tackle more so higher up. They got a good center, a little old. Probably get some there. They could use a little bit help here. They got a great looking end right here. Probably want someone to pair with him. Marshall was drafted in the 4th round. Yeah, with another end. This is a good place to form the get with the draft and the free agency. They're getting a little old in the tooth with the linebacker. Sure, be a job of getting some players. And holy shit, he's really starting off empty there at corner. This could be a nice target. Strong safety probably needs a little bit of overhaul as well as free safety. I'm sure he'll do a good job in the off season, in the free agency area. He'll pick up a lot of good players. He usually does. That'll be he'll do a good job there. But let's check out what the draft has. Get out. We're looking at top 10s. A nice, they got a corner, guards, center, tight end, free safety. So I'm thinking he'll probably either target a guard to replace one of his, or corner. Corner is a bigger need. We'll tell free agencies though what we won't know. But I can see him grabbing a guard, corner, or a safety, free safety or strong safety. Tight end as well, but I don't think a tight end is a big need as the other positions like safety, corner. Guard's not a huge need, but when you get younger there, you can do it in the draft. You also got a couple tackles in the 1st round. Let's go back to. All right. Oops, I set to the wrong thing. All right, let's get back on with the lottery and see what the next one. Jacksonville. All right, let's do this. Forgot to change the window last time. Look at Jacksonville. Actually, yeah. Here's Jacksonville. Jacksonville is pretty set from um, when Peter had them. They swapped a couple players, but I don't think they took enough talent away to do anything too really. Um, they still got a good quarterback up here, Rosen. I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. So I don't see, and Caffrey's here. They also got Hunt, Jefferson, Johnson. Hopefully McCaffrey will get more yards this year. Not really sure why uh, wasn't able to get production out of him. Was able to get a lot of production out of him every year. Or some balance between run and pass, I guess. More so. And I know he had Jackson running a lot of the plays too. Not sure he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be able to do that with Rosen. Rosen has no. Rosen's not playing quarterback. Um, they're gonna need to get. Yeah, they're gonna need to get some tight ends for sure. Maybe the draft. Maybe I just don't. Young here with the receivers to add a couple more good. I can see them taking a guard top top five. That needs a little bit of attention. I don't really see them needing much attention here. I mean, you can get maybe get a young backup, take out the groom for Browns, but they could always take one in the first round if they really want. Good there, pretty good here. Just get a little bit in this. Death would be good to groom. They're pretty good here. I mean, they got youth here, age here. They may want to get another young youth here. What's his name? The good here at linebacker. Pretty young, except for Riley. Could use a player here. Probably more or less in the round. Top five picks, so they can go with a variety of players. They can go with corner, complement last year. They're good here. Maybe a youth room. Decent. They got a young guy here. I think he's fine at safety. So I'm looking more so they could go after tight end early if they want. Guard would be a great grab up there. They wanted to grab two, but I don't see them grabbing two. I see them tight end guard. Mostly what they're probably going to go for. And someone on, or one of the two, and someone on defense. It all depends on what they're wanting to do. The top 10 wise, I mean, there are some guards up there that could help them out. Tight end, go after the receiver up here. I just don't think he's going to be top 10 material. A couple of different ways they could go. Go back to the draft lottery real quick. Get down here, see, and it's Jags again. Same thing. They got 3 and 4 pick. Yeah, 3 and 4 pick. So really, they can go either way. They can go a bunch of different ways with it. I mean, go after a bunch of different players and be fine. But to the set running back, to set at quarterback, and they could use a tight end would be good for them right here. They could get one in the first round right there. But is he good enough to be that tight end? Going to be good enough to pick that high? We don't know. First guards they could use, grab 2 guards. And they're pretty good at end. They could use a younger end linebacker. They could use. Same with this. They could get that corner and pairing with preset everywhere. So you can really go any direction. But I'm thinking Oh, that tight end grades well. Them grabbing him up there, top 5. Of course, guard for sure. So guard, corner, tight end. I can see. They don't need to grab any tackles high. You can get those later in the round. And I don't particularly like the light ones. Some people do. I like them fat, over 300 pounds, and I only see one down here, top 10, that's over 300 pounds. Either way, they have 2 picks they can go any direction with. Interesting how they parlay those into some good picks. Let's go back and see who's got number 2. Who's it gonna be? Gonna be Miami or is it gonna be Indy? I'm gonna go with Miami. Nope, Indy. So that means Miami is gonna be top pick. So Miami, Colts, Jags, and Bears. Let's go take a look at the Colts real quick. And okay, well the Colts have 17 players. So yeah, they need a quarterback, guards, a tackle. I'm going to go with they're going to keep the tackle the same. They have so many different tight ends. Good. They need some receivers. They need another corner. I think they'll leave the linebacker position alone. Draft. I think other needs for agency. So they could use a tackle late in the draft. Safety, free safety. So I can see them picking up those high up. But honestly, if you got this many needs, you're gonna pick the best available player. That can only help you. A guard really help them. Then again, they need everything. So I can foresee them going with best available. That's what I would do if I'm in this situation. Go best available, get the best player you can. Go to free agency. Sign a bunch if you're gonna sign a bunch of players to 1 to 2 year contracts. Depending on age, the older they are, the less you usually want to give them. You got 76 mil salary cap. To fill out your picks, go find a quarterback somewhere. Either trade for one or get one in free agency. Something else, you get short-term quarterback, and then next draft you find one, or late in round 2 or 3, get one in here, and probably be a little better than Stanley, considering he's got 78 arm. Intelligence is a little low too. They just have so many needs. They can go anywhere. I say they'll go best available is what I think they should go that way. Now let's go and Miami utilizes the free agency a lot. I don't see him going anywhere right now. Let's see that 1 year left. I can see them drafting quarterback coming up with 3 years left. I can see them drafting the quarterback in the draft. It's not number 1 need. I don't see them grabbing. They're not going to reach for them in the first round. They could go tight end. I don't see them doing that. Get other avenues. Guard wise, a nice young guy, an older guy. Get him 3 years left. Pretty cheap salary. They could go with a rookie here. These guys aren't. They're more backups. You draft a good time to draft a guard. You have a lot of. You got 3 guys over 30. A tackle. I don't see them going. Wynn's got 2 years. I see them paying him the rest of that. $3 million. This guy, it's great. And this contract's not bad either. It's got 3 years, so they could draft a younger tackle room. Would be a good idea too. I don't see him going anywhere. They got Lawrence here, great looking defensive tackle. I'm not too worried, but I don't see him going after defensive tackle in the first round. Pretty much a waste of pick to really do that. Get fat ones and get towards the bottom. That's what I do. I don't pick any defensive tackle up in the first 3 rounds. 4 and on is pretty much for me. I like to get the fat ones. This looked pretty good here. They got some depth here. This guy, they're using him, grooming him, whatnot. These guys are older. 1-year deal for him. Probably won't be back. Got him. I can see them going at the defensive end at some point. And then they got these guys. Two older ones. The rest are pretty young. And got some depth here. Some guys who could contribute. Cornerback, they look fine with that. Then you got some youth here. Peppers is good. On a good contract as well. So I don't really think they could draft strong safety this year. First round, but I don't see them. I see them later round maybe. Here I could see them drafting a free safety in the top 5. Grades out well. They have some need to fill. Instead, they got guards, 2 guards up here. There's a center, safety, tackle. Not tackle, but tackle. And they do have got some tackles up here. So they can go a couple different places. I knew they like to work the free agency and some of those positions. And some of them they're probably going to look at next year or so. Some of those contracts are great for the old guy. 3 point whatever mil. The tackle is not bad at all. Take a look at a little bit of the rest of the order. So after the Jags pick, the 5th pick is the Lions, 49ers, Rams, Commanders, Ravens, Bills. So you're going to have these guys right below. I'm pretty sure you're going to have the rest of the top 10. They're going to pick up some great players. They don't trade their picks. And of course, you'll see some talent fall down to the lowers. Sure, you're going to see some teams up. I'm sure you're going to see either try to move up. You're going to see some other teams try to move up to get some players in the top 10. I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't go to this screen on there. Oops. But anyway, you're going to have a lot of teams trying to get up higher up to get some players. Miami's could go a few different ways. Their roster. Like I said, you're going to have Indianapolis, who has no roster really. I mean, that's 17 players on their roster. They're going to have to use the entire draft and free agency to fill out. They got 76 mil cap room, and they have a lot of holes to fill. And there's so many different players they go with. It doesn't really make sense to target specific areas unless you got a top 10 quarterback, which we don't have a top 10. So I literally think he can just go with best available for all his picks. And it do him a lot of good. And they hit the free agency, like I said, the older players, 1 2-year deals. The younger players give them a little bit longer deals, 3 4, depending on the player looks and their ratings and stats. Other than that, I think that's it for the 2030 draft lottery. Hope you enjoyed, and good luck in the draft, in the free agency, and good luck in the upcoming season. This is